If you're considering buying ships with real money for Star Citizen, then stop what you're doing right now, as I'm going to show you a method that could potentially save you hundreds of dollars. It is quite common that CIG puts various ships on discount. And there is a method that you can use these discounts to your advantage to save a lot of money, even on ship that hasn't even been discounted. This is all 100% legit. This is absolutely something you are allowed to do. You just need to know the mechanics around this. This method is often referred to as CCU Chaining. Sometimes people will refer to it as the CCU game, or sometimes Warbonds chaining. They have many different names, but those are some that we often see people use. And the idea with this method is that you can utilize discounts on multiple different ships, stack them all together and apply it to just one ship. And that might sound like something you weren't supposed to do, but you can. Now, if we head in here to the Robert Space Industry homepage, we're logged in, we checked our hangar, you will see up here in the top, you can click Ship Upgrades. If we go in here, we get some options to upgrade from one ship to another. The idea with this is that if you're tired of a ship that you've maybe already bought, then you can take it and you can upgrade to another one. Let's say that you have, for instance, a 100i. So we're going to select the 100i, and let's say you want something else. I would really like to upgrade this to the, I don't know, what do we like to upgrade to? The Nomad, maybe. So you can see here, the 100i is $50 US. The Nomad is $80 US. Click on that, and we can see here that I get 37. That's because the difference between the two is 30, and then I have the Danish value-added tax on top. But the whole idea here is that you only pay the difference between the two ships. So you basically trade in your 100i for the original buy price that you bought it for, and you then get an up. Now, that's not the only thing you can do. Look at this. Sometimes there will be discounts, and there's actually some discounts going on right now. For instance, the Freelancer. When these discounts are on, they will often be called Warbonds. Now, what are Warbonds? Warbonds just means that when you buy the ship, you have to spend new money. So it means you can also take a ship from your hangar and you can meld it into store credit. So you have credits like stored up you can use for ships later if you want to. But when you use Warbonds, you have to use real money. But notice here that if we upgrade the 100i to the Freelancer, in this case here, the standard edition, we have to pay an additional $75 US for this upgrade, but there is a discount. In this case, we get, what is that, 13. So here is the important thing that's going to make all this work. Even though, let's say there was a $10 discount on the Freelancer, normally it's 110, it will only be 100. I have 50 stored in the 100i, I pay 50, I paid a total of $100 to get the Freelancer. If I want to trade in the Freelancer in this method, if I want to do another upgrade, the value of the Freelancer is counted as its full price, so 110 for its trade-in value. That means I paid $10 less for the ship, and I end up with a 110 valued ship, and I bet I saved 10. Okay, let's make a little example here so you can see how this can all stack up. Okay, let's assume that I have an STV here. And let's say we get that at the, whoops, that's not that expensive, the normal price here of 40. Let's then say I upgrade the STV to 125A, just as an example. Now I'm just gonna make up some prices here, and let's just say that that would normally be $65 for this, but that there's now a discount on it for 50. So we can see here that in this case I have 40, the discounted price is 50, so I have to pay 10, and I get a $15 discount in this case. And then we could continue, maybe we want to upgrade this to, I don't know, let's say a Hull A. Maybe there was no discount on the Hull A, so we just get that normally we can see. So now, even though there were no discounts here on the Hull A, so I have to pay the full 90, but even though I only paid 50 so far, I only paying the difference from 65 up to 90. And that means I'm only paying the $25 that is now missing, and my total discount is still 15. And then finally, let's just say we take the Hull A to a Prospector, and I think the Prospector is 155, and let's just say that it's $20 discount. So now you can see here that again I do the upgrade from 90 up to 35, And if we sum all these up from what I've paid for all the different steps, I've paid $120 for this whole chain, and I ended up with a prospector, which is normally valued at $155. So I saved, just with this chain here, even though this is imaginary, but I saved $35 on the ship doing this. The longer the chain is, the better it gets. The more discounts you can stack, the more money you can save. Okay, now that you understand the basics of CCU chaining, we can begin to go into a little bit more detail with how to really optimize this system. And let's talk about the starting point, because the ship that you start with is kind of important. You want to start with what's called an LTI token. You might have heard that been thrown around, but what is an LTI token? Well, LTI stands for lifetime insurance. Now, insurance is not really a thing in Star Citizen. It's something that's supposed to come when the game, maybe, if ever, eventually launches. Then we're supposed to get some insurances on our ships so that if we lose them, we can get them back. The stuff you get in the hangar, there will still be insurances on them that will then begin to apply when the game launches. So you can see here's a good example. I have an account here with 2 game packs on it. One is a normal Avenger Titan. And if we open that up, we can see down here that it comes with a 6-month insurance. I also got a cutter from the Expo last year. That one comes with a lifetime insurance. Now, why is the lifetime insurance important? Because if I upgrade a ship with a lifetime insurance to another ship, regardless of whether the ship I upgrade to comes with a lifetime insurance or not, the lifetime insurance is going to carry over to the new ship I upgrade to. So this is why it's important that the ship that you start with is a LTI token. That basically means it needs to be a ship that is, or ground vehicle, or anything, any like thing you can use in the game that is as cheap as possible, and that has lifetime insurance. Because the cheaper it is, remember, we need to make as many chain links up to our target ship. The cheaper it is, the more distance we have to cover with our chain, the more distance we cover in terms of value, the more links we can make, the more links, the more discounts we can stack, the cheaper we can get the end ship. And we want to carry that lifetime insurance up all the way to the target ship. Now, how do you get your hands on an LTI token? Often doing events, the Expo, Fleet Week, there will often be ships that are up for grabs, or that just sold very cheaply. Smaller ships that you can often get very cheap, that will have lifetime insurance. As you can see here with the cutter that I have, when I bought it during the Expo, it came with a lifetime insurance. Now it's doing all these events, at the Expo, Fleet Week, all those kind of things. When those are on, we have these discounts. This is often when we see these Warbond offers being put in the store. They're not up at all times, but that does that mean that you have to do a partial upgrade, then wait for the next one to do a next upgrade? No, because let me show you. Over here on my main account, you can see that I bought recently some upgrades. I bought some prospector. Here's a prospector upgrade to a Vulture Warbond. This means new money. I paid for the prospector up to the Vulture. The Vulture currently has a discount on it. But you notice here that it's not applied. This means you can buy, what you're basically buying when you buy these Warbond upgrades is you buy the permission to change at any given time at your choice. You can choose to upgrade. If I have this one, for instance, here, I can at any time, even after the discount is over, I can at any time choose to upgrade a prospector to a Vulture, regardless of whether I own the prospector at all. I don't have to own the source ship. I don't have to own the target ship either, obviously, but I don't have to own any of the ship involved in this chain link. I just buy the right to do that in the future at any point that I want, and I bought that at a discount. So you can imagine this. Let's say you want yourself a nice, big, shiny ship, right? It's expensive. And you want to begin to work your way up through that doing a chain. What you can do is when these discounts are on, is you can go and you can buy these upgrades, which will, and you just choose the ship that is as close to the next ship up. So for here in the with the Vulture, I just chose a ship, in this case a prospector, that's very close to it in value, so that to the discounted value, so that the amount I have to pay is minimal, maybe like $5 or something. and then I just store them. Look at this as you have a box, and you find when these offers are up, you buy individual chain links. You put these chain links into your box, and you keep these chain links in your box, and then you wait for the next event, and there will be new chain links available, and you buy new chain links, you put them in your box, slowly, one at a time, and at some point, you have a chain. You collected enough of these like Warbond tokens or Warbond chains that you can build the chain from your source ship all the way up to whatever your target ship is, to whatever it is that you are desiring to go and get your hands on. Now, this might seems difficult or complicated, and people make spreadsheets. There's a site called CCU that basically allows you to manage this a lot more easily. For instance, over here right now, we could just see the discounts that's currently on because of the Foundation Festival. I've just set it up to say I want the current highest savings, so I want to save as much money. Just choose the ad set, just choose any ship that you can buy in the store. Let's say that my target ship here, let's say I want the Mole. The Mole would be a nice ship to have, right? Well, this is an expensive ship. I don't want to pay full price for the Mole. So we could go and click it here. And we can see here, it now builds a chain with the discounts available right now. You can see here, it says, okay, I should start buying an Aurora. Then I'll upgrade the Aurora to a Gladius. There's no discount on this, but it just recommends upgrading that. But then I want to upgrade the Gladius to a Freelancer. There's a discount right now, $12.50. That's a 50% discount from the normal. Normally this upgrade would cost $25. I get a discount, I save 50%. Then I upgrade the Freelancer to a Cutlass Red, and I save another $12.50. I need to do the Hornet to the Prospector, but I don't have the Hornet because not all ships, I can't upgrade for some reason the Red to the Prospector, I guess. So in this case, I'm gonna have to go and say Cutlass Red to Hornet. There's no discounts there, but then I get the Hornet over to the Prospector, another $12.50, and then finally Prospector to Vulture. That gives me $18.75 discount, very nice. And then finally, since there are no high value, kind of missing some chain links, you can see here this last step is very, very big. So they're kind of missing these high value chain links that I would probably wait for those. But if I were to do it now, I would then upgrade Vulture to Mole. I would end up paying $337.50 US for a Mole. Whereas if I had to do this without any discounts, I would have to pay almost $400, as you can see down here. I save a total of $56.25, 14% discount on the ship. Even though the Mole is not discounted at all, I just stacked these 4 discounts that were already there. I saved those money, and then I got the ship for cheap. But as I said, what you really want to do is if you create an account in here, you can see my CCUs. I just bought them for the recent event here, and you can see that I have these chain links. This is the CCUs, this is my chain links. So this is just my list of my chain links that are sitting here, waiting to be applied until I am ready to go and say, hey, I want that ship, and I could go. I just stack these. So right now, as you can see here, I have those $56 in discount just sitting there, ready to be used whenever I'm ready to make my chain. Now, if you want to see what you can really do, if you really begin to stack these chain links up and do it right, I want to show you this screenshot that I found of someone who wanted to get themselves a Odyssey. Normally that's a $700 ship, and he had run this very long chain. Look at all all these discounts that he has been accumulating over time, saving up these chain links to different events. That's $30, $50, $20, I guess. And here there's a huge discount. For some reason he got a lot on the Reclaimer to the Merchant. He must have gotten that before it got added into the game. That's another thing we're going to talk about in a bit. And you can see here, at the end, he ended up paying $250 for a ship that's normally $700. That's $64. That's 2/3 of the price that he just cut off because he used these chains and just stacked these up. Now, I want to mention here on the Merchantman, why is that discount? Why is that so big? What will often happen is that ships will be put into the store that's not yet ready to fly in the game. When they are in a non-flyable state, they are often cheaper than what they will be when they finally come out. If you buy a chain link to a ship that's not yet out, you still have that chain link because remember you bought the right to make the upgrade. But when the ship then later as added into the game, the value of the ship is likely going to increase. It's going to get more expensive. So let's say you made a chain link where you paid $5 to upgrade from a ship that was $50. Normally it would be 75, but you only paid $5 to make that upgrade. So you had, normally it would be a $20 gap. You got a 15% discount, a $15 discount. Then now maybe that target ship at the end of that link, maybe that's coming into the game and now it's 100. So now all of a sudden you paid $5 to upgrade from a $50 ship to a $100 ship, and you have a $45 discount. So when the ship prices change, you also get that change. Your links become more valuable. So that's something that people are kind of working with as well when they're trying to use these discounts on ships that's not yet out, and then waiting for them to be added into the game, in order to get potentially some very strong links that they can use in their CCU chains later. Now, I know this is a really complicated topic, and if you're still with me, thanks a lot. I'm really happy. I hope I helped you and that you can save some money with this information that I delivered to you. And if you do, I would really like if you would consider subscribing to the channel. Also, I would also like to hear in the comment section, what's your dream ship in Star Citizen? What if you could get any ship? If you were to launch CCU chain towards a specific ship, what ship would it be? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.